95% of Americans are deficient in this nutrient. When this is low, people get more heart disease, die more often from heart attacks, and have an increased risk of dementia. The #1 supplement to prevent heart disease and improve your brain is fish oil. Wait, before you rush out and start taking that random fish oil that you bought online or Amazon, let's cover the potential dangers of taking fish oil supplements. My inbox filled up last year when a publication said that supplementing with fish oil can increase your risk of atrial fibrillation. Adding that abnormal heart rhythm to someone makes their heart problems worse, not better. However, the same review showed that getting those omega-3s by eating real fish decreased the AFib. So which one's right? Let's focus on the major fact that we know, and that's that omega-3s in our bodies are a major protective unit. The risk of them being low is a huge risk, increasing your risk of heart disease by 40% and the risk of dementia by 20% when they're really low. I teach my patients that when I can find omega-3s in their body, it makes them healthier, even if they do other things that aren't so healthy. For instance, if you have low omega-3s, but you don't smoke, you have the same risk of death as a smoker who has high omega-3s. The lining around each cell in your body is a common place to find these special pockets of fat. When I see patients with low levels, I can tell. Their skin cells aren't soft and flexible, they're dry and crusty. Brains without good levels of omega-3 show signs of mood swings, memory problems, and fatigue. Joints built without omega-3s hurt more, and those patients have this sluggish circulation that is found throughout their body without this special fat. That list of problems hits a lot of people, and most patients are low. But here's where it gets tricky. Simply popping fish oil pills could backfire. The problem with fish oil supplements can be seen when you look carefully at that magic string of fat. The omega-3 fat is fragile. And when it sits around too often in the presence of oxygen, it breaks down. Most fish oil supplements sit on shelves or warehouses for months, even years. During this time, the oxygen oxidizes that fat and turns it rancid. Consuming rancid fish oil introduces toxins, causing harm, accelerating the inflammation, increasing the oxidative stress, and worsening the risk for heart disease rather than preventing it. So, should you avoid the fish oil supplements? Not necessarily. If you take fish oil supplements, you should start with this list. Supplements must be fresh, consumed well before their expiration. Rarely do you find jugs of fish oil because it's too hard to keep that oil away from the air and the oxygen. Instead, they put the oil in soft gels, and that individualized wrapping around the oil protects its contact with the oxygen. This increases the shelf life. It must be stored properly. Heat makes this reaction happen faster. You don't see people cooking with fish oil for this reason, and that heat changes the oil. It doesn't taste good. The best brands store their oil in air-conditioned warehouses. You should help this by when you receive your supplement, put it in the fridge. Choose products derived from smaller fish like anchovies or sardines, rather than those predatory fish that are larger like tuna. This decreases the amount of mercury found in the fish oil. Look for brands that have third-party testing, looking for that oxidation level as well as heavy metals. But remember, these tests were done before those brands sat on the shelf for 18 months. Here's a tip. Bite into the soft gel. Your tongue has years of ancestral evolution to tell you if an oil is rancid. You will know if this oil is bad. Choose stabilized oil. 2 omega-3s have captured my attention. The first is triglyceride form of omega-3s. To stabilize the oil and improve absorption, chemists put 3 of those omega-3s onto one handle. Now, 3 of those magic bullets get into your circulation without breaking down and with a high rate of absorption. The key is to look for the word triglyceride form on the label. Last year, ahi flour became the first plant-based omega-3 that I would recommend for my patients. Usually, plant-based omega-3s come from algae, and they don't deliver for that magic fat getting all the way into your cell walls. Ahi flour has published human studies showing that it delivers. So let's get back to AFib. Those studies showed that the patients with high risk for cardiovascular disease increased their risk by 1% when supplementing with fish oil. The safest and most beneficial way to boost your omega-3s is simple. Eat real fish. Small fatty fish like mackerel and sardines are the best. Sardines aren't just safe, they're a bona fide superfood, packed with omega-3, vitamin D, essential proteins, all without the risk of the increased mercury from those larger predatory fish. And unlike supplements, whole sardines contain natural antioxidants where those omega-3s are not oxidized. They stay protected because they're in the fish. The number we care about to reduce your risk is not the volume of fish you eat per week. It's your omega-3 index. And although it would be easy for me to say, eat 5 cans of sardines a week, I'd be guessing because patients absorb omega-3s differently. Eat the fish, but if you want the confidence for improving your health, measure your omega-3 and your vitamin D. I have links in the show notes. I recommend both. Once you have a baseline, run an experiment, eat the same amount of fish for the next 3 months, and then check again. There is no question that if you have an omega-3 index in the good zone, your heart and your brain will benefit. If you're trying to reduce your risk for heart disease and your doctor says to lower your LDL, I disagree. Check out the next video to see why.